Hey my fellow diamond friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kalikaloo on the internet, and I also go by the name of Kali, and I'm happy that you found your way to today's WIP&SIP&CHAT. So if you're new to diamond painting, WIP stands for work in progress, so I'm working on this picture here, a little bit more about that in an instant. Then we have the chatting part, so this will be me just chatting around, talking about different topics you can already see here. And at the same time, you can join me while you work on your own project or while you do your chores or whatever it is you want to do. What is important for me is also the sipping part. It's a WIP&SIP&CHAT, of course, so go grab something to drink and stay hydrated while you work on your own project or while you're just listening to me while I work on mine. So today I poured myself some ingwer tea. I'm no coffee person, so I don't drink coffee, but I really love tea, so for me it will always be a cup of tea. Even if it's hot outside, I'm still going to go for that tea. I have a little throat ache, so I decided to go with ingwer just because I know that this will help and get me like through my WIP&SIP&CHAT without feeling too bad. So what I'm working on today is Have I Gone Mad by Curtis Rickovich, and it's a painting that has actually been done or released by Dreamer Design. You can see it here. I have been working on it for quite a while now. I put it to the side just to work on Blossom by Pixel Kami for my own shop, Jolly Jam Shop. But then I just like finished that this week, and I wanted now to finish this one off before I go and do something else. I don't like to have a lot of whips at the same time, so I really like to finish one painting off, then go to the next, and so on. If I have too many different paintings there at the same time, I just feel like I've abandoned it and I feel bad. And I still have my big Heaven and Earth design that I really want to do in the future, but I decided to keep that for summer break, so when I'm off work, because I will have to concentrate a little bit more for that. But this is it. So Have I Gone Mad from Curtis Rickovich from Dreamer Designs. That's what I'm currently working on. I've done her hair, her head, and her hat so far. You can see she's a little bit violet. More about that in my post review, I guess, but that does look a little bit weird. I guess from far away it's fine. She's like blue and violet. A little bit weird though. Anyway, so what we are going to do, we are going to work on this section here today. It's a little bit more of her hair and a little bit of the background. I think I'm going to start with the hair and then I'm going to work outwards. So for this one, I use actually the part here from the Art Dot box. I don't have it here, so I would have shown you, but if you have seen my other WIP&SIP&CHATs, you can order it from Amazon. You have like different sizes from huge to small, whatever it is. I really like to work with these kind of containers just because you can fit them in, and if you have like the rest, I like to keep them in the bag like they came from. Like here's the rest, I keep them just like that, store it away. Whenever I need them, I take them, and then I fill up my containers should there not be enough of it, like for the space of the drills to hold them all. What else did I want to say? So I have a cover minder from Diamond Art Club, and I use like my big tray. I think it does also come from Art Dot from the box, but I'm not really sure where I got this here from. But what I wanted to show you, but a little bit, wait. Before we do it, I did this chart. These are the topics we are going to address today. So first of all, we have the shop talk, and you see there's like a little bit of an interrogation behind. More about that in an instant. I'm going to show you my new pen because I have a new pen, and ain't it just gorgeous? So a little bit about that. I'm going to talk to you about a live event. I'm not sure about that either, so there's a question mark as well. We have the book talk, the series, and my little week with what looks like a mermaid. I drew like super quickly. I'm not the best draw person, artist, whatever, but I think it looks like a mermaid. That should be me, okay? So please don't judge me on that. But these are the topics for today. I'm going to put them here where I can see them. Or where you can see them either, I don't mind. So let's talk about the new pen before I go to the shop talk. So this is my new pen I got. Like I ordered it this week and it arrived like 2 days later. I think I ordered it on Monday and it arrived on Wednesday, or on Tuesday I ordered and it arrived on Thursday. Anyway, it came pretty quick because it's from Natasha. I'm sorry, I don't use Facebook. Actually, it was my friend who suggested me to get one of her pens. She showed me what was in stock, and I was like, I fell in love with this one right away just because of all these gorgeous flowers. Can you see them? They are so beautiful. And so the woman, Natasha, she's on Facebook, and I no longer use Facebook. So she just gave me her contact address. I addressed her via email, and she was so kind to send it to me after I paid for it, of course. So this is the pen, really beautiful. I really love it. So I have not tried it out. I wanted to try it out in my WIP&SIP&CHAT for this occasion here. So this is it. It came with like this plastic tip here. This one I did put in myself. As for how it was shipped, so it was shipped pretty quickly. I had to pay for shipment. It was not really expensive though, so that was fine. So I live in, she shipped it from France. I live in Luxembourg. So it took her, like, I paid €6 to get it, and it was really quickly. I told you 2 days and it was here. So pretty express shipping. Isn't it just gorgeous? I'm really in awe because of that. I really love how the flowers look and so on. I'm spinning it around for you like all the time, but it's really pretty. And yeah, so this is my new diamond painting pen. I hope this won't get an addiction as well. Not like I'm starting collecting diamond pens from now on, but my friend who suggested me this one, or like the page from Natasha, she was like, oh, it's going to become an addiction. I was like, oh, this sounds bad, but for my wallet, because I love it. So yeah, this is my pen, my new pretty pen. So if you want more info about the woman who does these, you can leave me a message in the comments down below and I will get back to you about that, because I don't know her name. I would have to talk with my friend about it, and then I will tell you more. So she's from France. If you live in Europe, this might be a nice idea. So this is my lovely pen. We are going to try it out today. I put in, like I told you, my multi-placer. I have not put any wax in there, so I'm going to do that now. I will try to use my own putty I made. So let's see. What does it smell? Oh, this is like the good smell. Like, I have different colors for each putty. Let me show you guys. So I made them a while ago, and I always told you I'm going to sell them, but I never sold them. Actually, I'm pretty lazy and I just did them for myself. So I have now like a multitude of these here, and these are all they have different smells, and I've given away a few to my mom and so on, so there were more, and they are just so gorgeous. Like, there are different putties in it every time, and the smell is always different. And there's even one, this is the violet one. I know because of the color. I chose them because of their colors. So this is vanilla. Really, oh, this sounds so good. This smells so good. So here is a lavender one, and it has a different texture actually than the other ones. It's more sticky. It's really sticky. And this one I made with some oil I bought when I was in Japan, and I did maybe put a little bit much in it, but I don't know, it's really sticky. Oh, and it smells like the lavender feels from Japan where I was. So I bought that, and I was like, okay, let me do some putty with it. And yeah, so what I want to do is I want to take the vanilla, because I feel like more vanilla, suns and whatever, summer vibe. I'm just trying to put that in there. I don't like loading up new pens because I always feel like there's nothing in there, and then it will take a while. I also have to be careful not to break this one. Like, I tend, with the plastic points like this, I tend to break them. So I have to be careful about that. I love it. I love the smell of it. Also have it in here. So I just fix that up. So let's get started. So this is the section I'm going to work on, like I told you guys, with my super new pretty pen. Let me show you the last time. Ain't it gorgeous? Yeah, it is. It totally is. And it feels so nice when I grip it, and really nice. It's not too heavy. It's really, really beautiful. So let's get started. When I work on this, oh, I wanted to say that. There was someone in the comments, I'm really, really sorry, I can't remember who it was, but I asked you a while ago how you kit up, like with your drills, how you order them. And there was some person who told me that they did order like their colors, depending on the colors. So not like the symbols, but really the colors. And I did that when I worked on Blossom. And I tell you guys, this was so much easier. I did not have to look for like the colors or like for the symbols. I just checked out the colors and it was so much easier to work that way. And here, like, if I have still organized everything depending on the symbols, but I think that if I should kit up anything now, I'm going to work with the colors like that friend suggested in the comments. So if you have not tried it out, give it a go, because it's so much easier to work that way. I now worked on this one a little bit earlier, and it was so hard to get back to this system here. Meanwhile, the colors is really intent, like you don't have to think about anything. You will find it super quickly and super easily. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say actually. So let's try out my pen and how it works. So it feels different because I have been working with smaller pens. So I always feel that it's weird if you change your pen after using another one for like so long. But I feel like, okay. I feel like a beginner when I use a new pen again, just because like the feel of every pen is a little bit different. And I really tend to use my pen, the same pen, for a long time every time. So I get really used to one pen. Yeah, so let's get started out with the WIP&SIP&CHAT. I did not just want to talk about my pretty new pen, even though it's pretty amazing. Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about is my shop talk. So if you have seen my last WIP&SIP&CHAT, I was saying that I would keep it on Sunday, even though like my pictures are released on Saturday. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, is I have recently opened a small shop called Jolly Jam Shop. It's a web page. You can go check it out if you want to. It's also linked down below, where I sell my own legally licensed diamond paintings. So I have worked collaborations with some artists that I think have super stunning artworks, and I wanted to share them with the community, so that you could also like see those artworks and get more legally licensed artworks as well. And every week I release like three new paintings. It's a small shop, which explains also that there are not a lot more releases, just because at the moment I can't do that. When I say it's my shop as well, so it's actually my boyfriend, and I'm helping him out with it. So he really loves that as well. So yeah, we are doing this and we are working with like the artist, and it's really fun, and I really enjoy helping him out. And yeah, so we update like we add like 3 new pictures to it every week. And for this week, like if you have not seen it, I told you guys in my last video that I would still keep like my WIP&SIP&CHAT for Sunday. This is also the case. I want to keep it on Sunday, just because I feel like myself, I love to watch a lot of videos from YouTubers on Sunday. And that's why I wanted to keep mine as well on Sunday, just because I feel like if people are bored, they can take a look at it. And Sunday is always a nice time to watch a diamond painting video, because you have more time to work yourself, and so you can listen to someone if you want to. And so that is why it's on Sunday, but I've decided nevertheless to do another quick video each week, where I present like the released diamond paintings in a separate video for those who are interested in that, and so I don't also spam those people who are not interested in it. But there will be sometimes a mention about it, like now in my WIP&SIP&CHAT, just for you guys, if you're new, to know that it is there, that you can go and take a look at it. So just quickly, so we released 3 new paintings. One is Morning Has Broken with a little deer and a mouse and a rabbit from Sonja Schweiger. It's a children's illustration if you want to, and it is available in 3 sizes. Then we have another one, we called it Marked. It's from Pollard's IV or 4, like how you want to call her, and it's a woman, and it's really, really stunning, beautiful painting. And we have that one in 2 sizes. And at the last we have Jocelyn Tien, and she has drawn, or Tessa Nellison if you want, she has drawn the Pootie in the Rain. So it's this lovely cat inspired a little bit by Ghibli, and the cat is holding like the umbrella. So I'm not going to say more. If you want to see it, go check out my other video. I'm going to stop the video now and link it so that you have an idea what I'm talking about. Should I have forgotten it, you will also find it in the box below. So just to say, what else? So the other thing is, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is that my WIP&SIP&CHAT chats, I can't speak, will stay alive during Sundays. So this is really what I want to do. And I recently talked with a friend, like she's called Diamonds with Pities, I think, and she's really, really kind. And I have seen a video of hers where she's like presenting herself because she has gained a lot of new followers. And so she was talking a bit about her and her working and how she's doing YouTube and so on. And I thought this was really inspiring. And I had a question where I asked her about her microphone, because she's talking about the microphone. And I think this is so, so important, because I use my phone to do my videos, and sometimes I feel like the voice is a little bit off. And so she suggested to me to get like this kind of microphone, and I ordered it on Amazon, and it's a pretty pink color. So you had to choose between a dark color or like pink, and of course I chose pink because pink, you know, if you can choose pink. I'm just kidding, no, but it looks lovely in pink. And so I got a pink color, and I have not tried it out because you have to connect it to your computer, and I just like borrowed, like my boyfriend, he borrowed my computer to play Diablo when he was like at his place and after work. So I don't have my computer yet, so we will take a look at it this weekend, and then it might be set up. So give me like next week, I will tell you again. So if there are like little changes about it or anything, you actually don't see much, do you? Let me zoom in a little bit more. What does he do there? So, oh no, 2 is too way far away. So you can still see it, can you? Oh, my bad about that. So yeah, so maybe next week you will hear me a little bit better. We will see about that. I will ask you probably if the quality is different for you guys or not. But I also decided like kinda to get into, and it's actually something I've talked about in my earlier videos already, and I've tried it out, but I feel like uncomfortable. If you know me, you know that I'm not like the most outgoing person. Like if I had to describe myself, I'm more calm, I'm rather introvert person. I like reading, I like listening. I prefer listening actually to talking. So you are wondering, why do you even do that WIP&SIP&CHAT? Because at the beginning it was really hard for me to do it, and now it has actually become quite easy. Like I really enjoy talking to myself, and because you are not there, of course, but I really like to talk to myself and just like express what I feel like, and maybe there's someone who's listening. Sometimes I get a feedback, a comment from you guys, and this makes me really happy. So this exchange with you, even though it's not at the same time that I'm filming, makes me actually feel pretty nice, and I really like talking to someone who's listening. And just like, it's like if you do bullet journaling, it's like the same, but you do it per video. Like you really have like a trace of your week, your day, your adventure. And that's how I started actually. When I started doing diamond painting, it was like to start a new adventure. That's when I created also my Instagram and my YouTube channel. It was really not to gain a ton of followers. No, the main reason is actually to just share with those who are interested in my adventure of diamond painting and my love for art and literature. And so this is still the same. I'm happy for everyone who's listening, who's joining me, and yeah, so I'm really happy to share that with anyone who wants to listen. And that's why I thought that since I really enjoy doing it, I could also invest in a new microphone. And so she gave me like the address where I could order it from Amazon, and that's what I did. So maybe next week already you will hear my new videos with a new mic. So you let me know if there's a good change or if nothing has changed. So this is that. And the other reason is also that I have been thinking for a while to go live, but the thing is, I've tried it on Twitch once and I feel so bad. Like I told you guys, I'm an introvert. I don't know what to talk about. And I'm pretty much afraid that no one will show up, or I don't know what I have to say. So what I thought is that what I will be doing is I will kick it off maybe as a WIP&SIP&CHAT that I do like when I'm doing now. But I'm just going to go live and I will just do like what I do now, talk to you guys about my week, my books, my whatever. And should no one show up, it will be fine. It will be another WIP&SIP&CHAT and it will just be me chatting. But should someone show up, it will be fine as well. So the other thing is that my WIP&SIP&CHATs, like I told you guys, are on weekends just because I usually work during the week, and I often got like the fact that since I'm a teacher, I feel like I talk all day long and I get tired when I come home, and I'm not in the mood to talk for another hour or so. Then again, my WIP&SIP&CHAT would not need to be like an hour long, of course, but you know. The thing is that I don't feel as comfortable, and maybe if some of you guys do WIP&SIP&CHATs or like live chats or whatever, I don't feel comfortable talking like another language around like people I know. Even if I'm at home and my mom is around, our actual language I speak is Luxembourgish, so it's like, it's a variety of German and French. It does sound a little bit like Dutch, if you know what Dutch does sound like. So that's what we actually speak at home. But with my boyfriend, I speak French, and that's fine. But even with my mom, I hate it when she's around and I have to speak French. I really don't like speaking French around other people, even though it's actually the language I teach. So when I'm in class, it's completely different. It's like, it's my job. I feel comfortable in it. But when there's someone around that I know, it feels weird actually to talk in a language, even though it's not the language we usually talk in. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but that's just how, for me, it feels like. And I'm afraid that also, like when I'm here on Sunday, I actually always film it before that. I film it either on my afternoons, like this WIP&SIP&CHAT when I'm off. Let me get a quick sip. Or I film it on my day off on Wednesday. This means when no one is home, it's just me and Edgar, and there's actually no one listening. I would feel so embarrassed somehow if my boyfriend is around and I'm talking in English. English is not my native language, and you might hear sometimes that there are words that I do pronounce with a weird accent, and that's just because like these are not like words that I often use when I talk to people, or I may write them but I don't use them often when I talk. And English in general, it's not my mother tongue, so for me it's really something, it's like a second language I use. I don't feel like I'm pretty bad at it, but it's not like my French where I feel really comfortable in, or like, I don't know, German or something like that, where I feel more comfortable just because it's like close to my native language. So yeah, that's just something that sometimes goes through my mind. And then I feel like if I do my WIP and sip and chat just to feel comfortable to talk, and have something to talk, since my life is not really interested, and I don't want to talk about Edgar because his life is not as interesting as well, or either rather. I don't know, I feel that it will get bored. That's why I want to do the WIP and sip and chat these days. And like what I say is that if I do it on Sunday, my boyfriend would be around and I would have to speak in English, and he will be sitting next to me on his computer playing his games or whatever. And it just feels so weird for me to like do these WIP and sip and chats. Even now, if there would someone be in the room, I would feel so weird. And it's probably just like my comfort zone, and you should tell me that get out of your comfort zone, do your thing. If you want to do it, just do it. And he always says to me, I don't bother, I don't mind, do just when you want to do your video, do your video. I'm like, I don't feel like it, or like I will do it super early when I have forgotten to do it, or I had no time early. I will just do it like super early when he ain't up yet. And yeah, so this is another problem. So I will have to see how I will attack or tackle this problem to get around that, and just feel comfortable to do it while someone else is there, while I deal with the stress of being afraid that no one will show up when I go live. We will see. Also, when I started like my channel and I wanted to go live at a moment, there was like always this notification that I should set something up first. I should check out if this is working. I'm not sure, so I will have to take a look at that first, just to see if it will be working if I want to go live. But anyway, so I ordered the microphone just to do it. And the thing is, I want to go live, I don't know. Or maybe if I want to start it out, I will do it another day. I don't know. I really don't know. I have to think about that. But I really want to try it out at least once to see how it goes. And actually, should no one like show up, that's fine as well. Because I have a plan of what I'm talking. So it's not just me going to sit there and wait for someone to say hi. No, that's okay. So I think it won't be as horrible as I think it might. So I was doing Twitch once, and I felt like I was just sitting there and I had nothing to talk about. So I just like diamond painted. The thing is that when I usually diamond paint, I'm not talking. Like, I'm just focused on diamond painting, or I'm just like listening to videos or music or whatever. And I don't know how people actually go live for so long. I mean, how can you do that? And what are you talking about, guys? Because like my life, I just go to work, I come home, we do stuff as a couple, and I have my dog, but he's like super quiet, so he's not like going to destroy my house, and I can tell you, yeah, he destroyed this and that again. So I don't know. Like, my life is really not as interesting, and I'm also not the person that goes out a ton. I can tell you about books I read, but even that at the moment I'm not doing it as much, since I'm actually having like this small shop does take quite some time, because like I talk to the artists, I work on my web page, I make it look good, I want to switch up things. And the thing is, I'm also kind of a perfectionist, so I really want to do the things well, the things I do. And yeah, so that's my problem, actually. But the microphone is there, so let's get to that again. And I will see that I can make this live happen. And I will try to tell you guys when this happens. And I hope that at least one of you does show up, though. At least 1 minute, please, so that I can tell you and talk to you a little bit. So, what else did I want to talk to you guys? So, the live event, so I'm going to try to make that work, There's also going to be like one special event coming up where I would love to go live as well. So more about that in the future. You will hear about that. And yeah, so that was mainly the things that I wanted to talk about concerning my channel. So the shop talk, my new pen I got, which works actually super good. Like I really like the feel of it when I work with it. It's smooth and it's really not too heavy. That's something I like. Oh, I'm sorry about the light. So let me just check if you can see anything, because we don't have much sun here today. It's always going from sun to cloudy and back to the sun. I don't know with the weather actually. It's at the moment it's really like changing a lot. We had for a month here, the sun was just shining and it was pretty hot, and it's still hot, but we got like more rain these last few days. And if you live like around my region where I am, there were like really dark, bad weather at the moment. And even as bad as in Germany, there were like people who died because of the rain and the flood and everything. So we usually here, we are like exempt from that. Like we rarely suffer like anything like that. I think it was 2 years ago that we had like this big storm or like this big weather with a lot of inundations where everything was flooded. But that's really rare that we have that here, like catastrophes like that. And I feel like we are lucky that it always passes, like it passes by, but this means that other people get unlucky. So I don't know. So I talked to you about my new pen, my live event. So let me know if in the comments if you think that you would show up. I know it does also depend on the site, like the time that I would go live. I don't expect anyone like to get up for me or to just show up every time, or but if you see it, could you please say hi? Yeah, so this would be nice. But yeah, live event, let me know if this is something that you would see, like just like me chatting around and going live in the future, maybe, probably. And the other thing is, so I wanted to get to my book talk for this week. So I have been reading a lot, not actually reading, but more listening to it. I feel like at the moment I get tired a lot with my eyes because of the pollen. So my eyes are actually stinging a lot and I don't take the time to read much. So on my last book, Prince Captive, I did not get a lot to read. I think I advanced for like 3 to 4 chapters, so I still have not finished that one, unfortunately. But I have like finished an audiobook I have been listening to, and it's the Adventure of the 100-Year-Old. Let me see how the real title is. Give me just a sec to check it out. Allez, hop. So it does not want to work. Oh, okay, now it works. So it was called The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out of the Window and Disappeared by Jonas Jonasson. And it's actually an international bestseller. You probably have already seen it. It's like this cover with the man. Maybe I can show you. So it's that one here. Oh, wait. Let me go back. Oh, I'm going back like I don't want to. Beginning. I want to show you the cover. You know what it is. So this is the cover. Okay, so this is the book I was reading, and I picked it up because it's a bestseller. This is actually usually not the kind of book that I usually tend to read. I'm more into fantasy and stuff. But I sometimes, especially during the summer break, I also want to read like more classic novels or stuff where I have to think about. And oh, I spilled some drills there. I don't know what color that is. Oh, it must be this one. No, it's a more reddish color. What is it? It's this one. And what was that? Oh, it's this one. Okay. Yeah, so I like to read more of classic things and like bestsellers or not just fantasy related stuff. And often I'm just lying there at a piscine, at a pool, and that does also like sound good. We have like here the ABs. I'm going to place them now. So yeah, so this is one that I read. It's not what I usually read. And it's about like this old man, 100-year-old, who is having his birthday party. And I forgot that I can't place Dreamer Designs ABs with my multiplace, and I don't know why. It does not work well with my putty pen, with my putty. So I have to place them individually, which is kind of pain if you're used to multiplace. So, but anyway, so it's this 100-year-old man. It's his birthday. He decides to just not celebrate it, but to go for a trip. And so he climbs out of his window where he's in an old people's home. And he climbs out of the window and he decides to disappear on his birthday, where the minister or whoever wants to come because he's 100 years old and this is going to be celebrated. And on his way, he does like, he has a little bit of money, so he gets to the train station or bus station and he asks, where can I go with that money? And then there he's told to take the next bus. It's leaving there and then. And so that's what he decides to do. But there's a young man with like a baggage. And he was like, yeah, I have to go to the toilet. Can you please take a look at my baggage? And the man, he goes there and he does not come back. So, but the bus of our old man is arriving and he has to get away before like the guy from their not nursery home, but like from the old people home, they will find him. So he decides to go with the baggage. He takes the baggage with him on his trip. What he does not know is that the young man, he was actually part of a criminal institution, and that in the bag there's a lot of cash. So of course the man, he does want his bag back, and he's going to follow him. And he finds out where the old man went, and he's going to follow him. And he arrives at a place where our old man, Alan, meets Julian, another weird man who is actually some kind of criminal, or at least that's what the police thinks of him. And together, like, he accepts to host like our old man for a day so that he can refresh, and it's getting cold outside and so on. So he stays at Julian's place. And in the meantime, we have the young man who arrives to get his baggage back. And they like kind of manage to, how should I put this, to make him like, to not really capture him, but they get him into like these freezers, like these chambers that you see sometimes in movies, or like that that people use to like keep the meat cold or stuff. Like it's pretty cold, these cold chambers like you want. And they are putting him in there and they forget to turn off the fan, so the man actually dies, the young man. And that's where everything starts, and they go to a journey because they have to flee. The police is on their tracks, so they want to find the man again, and somehow the old man will be accused of murder. And at first they think that the young man captured him, but at the end kidnapped him. He is accused of murder and so on. And so you see this story unfold, but at the same time you see like the old man's story unfold when he was younger. And you will see that he miraculously, he met like all of the big leaders of the world, from Mao Zedong to Stalin to who was it? You have like the English president, you have like all of the other big presidents from Finland and so on. And why? Just because he loved to experiment with bombs. And so at one moment he is like working at the place in where he invents, it's him actually who invents the nuclear bomb. And he gives it not just the invention to the American, but also like to Stalin. And that's how the Cold War and so on was created actually. And so it's, of course, it's not a true story, but it's really nice because they mix like the historical facts with like fantasy. Like it's not really real fantasy, but it's really fiction actually. And that's what I like about it, because we have like this look, we see like Alan, and he meets like Einstein, not the real Einstein, but his brother, like his stepbrother, half brother, call it whatever. And it's really fun because it's nothing you expected, and it's not a book that I would really usually read. But it was so fun. Like there were times when I was like just reading, listening to it while I was diamond painting, and suddenly I started laughing, and my boyfriend was, "Why are you laughing?" And I was like, "It's the book, it's the book." So it was really, really funny. And the old man is actually pretty charismatic as well. So if you have not read it, please give it a go. It's not what I would usually read, but it was really a refreshing lecture. And it was not at all what I expected, not at all. So really funny. And if you love history, I think that you could like it. Yeah, so that was the first thing I read. After that, I have only started a few pages of a new audiobook. Like it's a book on Kindle that I listen to as an audiobook. And it's called Ink and Sigil. If you have an iPad and you want me to show you eventually how you can use your Kindle books, like you can make them read for free on your iPad, let me know, so I can do a video about that if you want to, because I know that sometimes it can be difficult for some people, but it's actually pretty easy, and you can read everything like you can read like everything or make your iPad read everything as a book or a PDF or whatever. Even for studying, that's pretty easy and pretty nice if you want to listen to your classes or whatever, or your notes again. That's really nice. It helps you to memorize stuff as well. So yeah, that is what I was reading, and I started a new book. It's called Ink and Sigil. And I'm not really far, but this is fantasy again. So I found that also on Amazon, because I told you like every first of the month they release new books for €1 or a little bit more. And I always go through that selection and choose the books that I really want to read. And there was Ink and Sigil, and it's also a fantasy book. And I'm not really far, but it's about like some kind of professor who has like his students or pupils or whatever, a few of them, and they kind of always die on him for different reasons. And his most recent one also died, and so he goes to the place where he was, and he finds out that he was eating like this what is it called, this English dish, like this dessert, and there were raisins in it, and he just kind of died on that scone. It's a scone, right? Yeah, so he died choking on a scone. And when he is there, there's like already the police there and so on, but he uses like this sigil, this magic, this ink magic, to hide his real nature from police. So you have here again this magic, this fantasy. It's a fantasy book, like you have a different kind of magic. It's not really magic, it's more like about the writing and I really can't talk. The sigils and the ink that make actually the magic. And when he is in his room, he noticed that there are actually a lot of sigils that he, as a teacher, did never like learn, or like he never showed his apprentice how to make them, how to use them. So these are advanced actually sigils that he should not have known. And he also noticed that there's a goblin there, and that his pupil, he actually was trading or selling fairies, and that is illegal. So there's more behind his death. And that's how the story starts, because he wants to like liberate the goblin without setting him free completely, but somehow he gets away. And that's where I fell asleep yesterday, because I always listen to my audiobook also when I go to sleep. And I can't tell you more about it, but you will probably hear a little bit more about that next week in my next WIP&SIP&CHAT. So this is that. This is what I read so far, but I also did watch a lot of videos. So sometimes I have periods where I watch a lot of YouTubers. I just got around and have watched this week Diamonds with Pity. So she was the only one I actually watched. Sorry about that. I will try to watch the other YouTubers as well that I follow and that I'm subscribed to. It's just that it also goes by periods. That's why I also understand completely when people say, oh, I really want to watch, but I just had not the time. That's completely fine. You can't always like watch everything, and your time is precious, so watch whatever it is you want to watch. So my time was precious as well, and I just watched like stupid stuff this week. What did I watch? I actually just watched one series, and you probably know it. It's on Netflix, and it's called Love is Blind, but I watched the Brazilian version of that. And I was so astonished because I think that every couple there, like every couple from that season got married, and they were like people who were really, really nice. There was one couple that I did not like though. But most of them I really liked, and I was rooting for them, and they were so good matches. And this makes me wonder if these projects actually really work. And I've seen so many of these series, and I feel like in the discussions afterwards, like even if they match and they work out, I think that in the to be honest, in the American version there's a lot more drama. The most uncomplicated one that I've seen was the Japanese version. Like there people are so kind, and it's really honest. And in America you always have like people who are just lying and stuff, and there's drama. But here we did not get that a lot. So there were a few scenes about that, but not really much. And I think the couples were really perfect as well. So I was really astonished though when I saw that every couple got married. It's nice for them, but I'm still waiting for the last episode where they have the reunion and they see each other again. And just to see if everyone actually is still married or not. So I'm curious to see that. But yeah, that was something I watched, and I say time is precious, but sometimes it happens that I watch series like that just to calm down, or like if I'm diamond painting and I don't want to concentrate or stuff. So that's that. Also watched a lot of videos about Arte again. So I told you about that in my last WIP&SIP&CHAT. So it's a channel, but you also have it on TV if you live in Europe, or like at least a French or German speaking country. And these are episode documentaries about like different kind of stuff. And they had a lot of episodes now this week about genders and the equality. And there was one episode I was listening to, and they said the importance of making children toys like not really non-binary, but neutral, so that boys can also play with dolls or girls can play with cars and stuff. That's really important for their development as well, since like they said that if you are a boy and you play with dolls, like you learn a little bit more about having compassion and stuff like that. And same with girls, if you have like science projects, or I don't know. But then again, they said that boys always tend naturally more to cars than to dolls, but that back in the days, like there was no difference like between the toys, like between genders, like boys and girls had the same toys. So I don't know, I thought that it was interesting, but I don't know, like I know it's a strategy, it's marketing strategy, like from the shops to sell double as many toys, but I feel like the other thing goes in the same direction. Now if you have like Barbie and all the diversity, which is really nice, because I feel like children should also be represented. Like if you have, it's not good to just have like this blonde Barbie. You always need like Barbies, like real Barbie with real body shapes and like all the skin colors or whatever. I think that this is really important as well for children to have like dolls that look like them, and to feel that's represented. But it's also like they say it in the movie, it's also in the video, it's also like a marketing strategy, because like they will sell even more now, and that's true. But at the same time, I get why they did it. So I think that you will always criticize everything. You can always criticize in one direction or the other direction. So yeah, that is all that I wanted to talk to you about, like books and series and movies that I actually watched. I have still not come around to go and watch like Spider-Man. I really want to watch the new Spider-Man movie, but I have not seen it, and I don't know if it's still running in my small cinema movie theater that I have here in my hometown. So I will check it out. Maybe I'll go this weekend. So tomorrow we have planned to go. So we are actually, today it's Friday, and I'm off work today because it's national holiday. So we celebrate Luxembourg, and yesterday there was like fireworks in some places, but unfortunately it was raining, so I was staying in and I did not go watch it. And they also, like, since there was the rain that was announced, and it was announced pretty heavy rain, they also have canceled some things. In the end it was not as bad like I told you guys here, but it hit different regions of the nearby countries. But this meant that there was no firework, I think, in my city. So I did not go there either. But that means also that I'm off, and I use the time to do my WIP&SIP&CHAT. So I feel like a little bit more relaxed this week. I really had a nice week. I went to school though on Wednesday, even though it was my day off. Because like it was the decision, like this, that the decisions were made for our students who took the final exam. And I was so happy because the students that I had like for 3 years, they all passed, they all did. And I will see them soon in like their ball gowns and everything, because there will be like the diploma, they will get their diploma. And I really love that ceremony because they worked so hard this whole year. And it's so refreshing to see them like get this piece of paper and be happy, and to send them off to go to university or to go work. And I really feel like a proud mom when I see them all. They're all elderly, like not old, but like they are about 18, 19, some 20 even. And I feel like you send them off actually to their professional life pretty soon, and it's a new step for them as well. So yeah, I had them for 3 years, most of them, and I'm really, really happy. Sorry, I really had to get a sip. But yeah, so this is that. I always say this is that, I don't know why. What I also did is I started to go swimming again, and I really love swimming a lot. Because just in general, when I do sports, and if I start sweating, somehow my whole body starts itching. And that's always from ever since I was a child, I had that. And I always thought that this was normal. And I never talked to it about people, because for me it was just like, you sweat, you do sports, you get itchy, and your whole body is itching. But it's not normal, and I did realize that only a few years ago when I talked to a friend, and I was like, oh my god, I have worked out again and I'm all itchy, I have to take a shower and it does not stop. And because I was like scratching myself and so on, and I got really red and so on on my arms. And I was like, but it's not normal that you get itchy. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, why do you get itchy? And I was like, yeah, but you do sports, you sweat, and you're itchy. And he was like, no, I'm not. I sweat maybe, but it does not sting, it does not hurt, or it's not like hurting in any way. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I did some research, and it's actually like, they say it's like more of a dermatology, yeah, that's like a word, you know, an English word that I can't pronounce. Dermatological reaction. And yeah, it's actually something where I can't do a lot about it. And that is why when I do a lot of sports, especially in summer when it's already hot, I will get all itchy, and then I will have to take a shower immediately. I can't like work out for an hour straight And I always have to work, like, what I did is I worked out for half an hour, then I took a shower, then I waited 10 minutes and I did another session. But this is really annoying. So what I prefer to do is go swimming, because when I'm in the water, I don't get itchy. And that's also a sport that I find really relaxing. And so we went with my boyfriend this week. We started going last Saturday, I think it was. We went to go swimming again, and it was really, really nice. So I really enjoy swimming, and I think I will go back again. So I have like this, it's not really like a card you get, but you have a badge and you can load, you can put money on it again. I don't know if that exists also in other countries. And it's like some abonnement, like you can go there and you just fill it up with money, and it's cheaper this way than when you go like from time to time and you have to buy individual tickets every time. And the cool thing about it is, with your badge, even if you don't go for a year, the money will still be on there and you can use it, but it will still be not as expensive as if you would go individually. So that's something I really like. And I still had my badge from last year, so I just took that again and we went there, and it was pretty fun, because even the swimming pool, it's open until 10 in the evening. You can go there for like 1.5 hours and you just pay like €4. So I think this is pretty okay as a price. It's neat as well, it's proper, like there's no, it's not dirty or anything, it's really, really clean. People are mostly respectful, so that's something that I really like as well. What else do we have planned? So I would really love to go swimming this weekend. We will go eat with the family this week as well. So with my grandpa, my mom, because my grandpa is celebrating soon his birthday. And so we will get him, he wants to have a new travel bag, because we're going to travel soon, and he does not have, like, he wants a bigger bag for the plane. And so I think that we are going to offer him that for his birthday, because they can be pretty expensive. I did not know that, because I don't know, for me, like, travel bag, it's just like they don't take care of it at the airplane. When you go there and you get it, you give it to them so they can store it away. They always throw it like that. I don't know if you have seen movies about that, but I felt like they are pretty expensive actually. So we are going to offer him that for his birthday. So he does not know yet. So, well, I think he does know actually. I think my mom told him. So he's coming with us, and we are probably to go get that so he can choose like the bag he wants, the color he wants for his travel bag. And I think that's a nice idea also, to give him like a travel bag, something useful that he wants, because he's an age, he has everything that he wants already, so why not get something useful. I'm just going to finish like the 6th color here, and then I will be done for today. So I finished the hair part with you guys, but I don't think that I will finish the rest of it, like just the blue parts. I'm going to finish 2 different colors, and then the video will be done. So I really hope that you enjoyed my little whip and sip and chat. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the idea of doing a live eventually. And if you live like in Europe, I think it would be around, which time would I do it? I think in the afternoon, like early afternoon, or maybe in the morning. I don't know, I have no clue. You see, this is also another question. When would I do it? I usually do my whip and sip and chats at 5 p.m. Well, it goes up at 5 p.m. But that's a little bit late, I feel like, especially in winter. Well, we are in summer now, of course, but I always plan ahead. So I don't know. Anyway, let me know if that's a good idea, like to do a whip and sip and chat, but as a live video. Would you come and join me? Or would you come say hello? This would be really nice. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe if you're new to my channel. I think you might like it around here, and also leave a comment if you can. This makes me happy, and then I have something to chat about. So I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay hydrated, and bye.